Hello, my name is Kayobi Lourdes. We're at St. George Clifton Church today doing an oral history project on the Greek diaspora. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, we'll start from there.
Okay, my name is Steve Drimones.
Okay, so my first question is, where was your family originally from?
Okay, my mom was originally from House, Greece, and my dad was originally born in Colorado, but he's born in Russia, from Sparta.
Hmm. Okay, so what do they know about the place? Have they lived there?
My mom lived there all her life, and then my dad, same thing, first in Colorado, then Sparta. Uh, yeah, she lived all her life. The years be kind of tough because then she finally came here in the United States and lived the rest of her life here.
Hmm. Do you know why she came over?
Uh, well, yeah, she came and visited, and then that's how she met my dad. My dad used to be working on a ship, and that's how they met. And eventually, she brought all her siblings over here.
Hmm. Was she the oldest or
No,
no?
no,
Okay.
she has a brother that was 100.
I don't know.
She's right, basically right now. She's only got three left. One, two, three, four left
Out of how many?
out of four, five, six. She would be the sixth.
Oh,
She'd be
okay.
six.
Dang. Okay. And your father had siblings or?
My father, everybody on his side, counting him, they all died. He had brother, two other brothers and a sister.
And he was the oldest or?
Uh, no,
Okay. Okay. So, have you ever visited the places your parents are from?
just my mom's.
Oh, okay. And what did you think of the place?
It was nice, different than here.
Mhm.
Uh, it's a lot different, different with Euro people because the way we work here,
Mhm.
we work constantly. As there, they would stop and start up again.
Mhm. Do you attribute that to the way the culture is, the different cultures?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so what did you learn about the stories of your parents living there and then coming over here? And I think you mentioned your father was a working in the shipyards.
Yeah, and then, well, when he came here, then he worked in shit metal, making the pots
Mm.
like he did with the soup
Mhm.
pots and all that. He was into that. He would do that. As my mom was into the yarns and the rugs, so
So she
she
like.
would she would yeah, it would be she'd be always on the move here as it is over there. You're always constantly moving here, always
Mhm.
working.
Did your parents attend school like a trade school for those things or?
Uh, no, my mom did. My dad, no.
Okay, so what did you hear growing up about where you were from and the places you had been to? Like you've been to where your mother is from, but not your father. Um,
Um, as my mom, uh, it was a lot different. As I know, the beaches and that, it's a lot more rocks than it is here.
mhm,
Uh, my dad would say that it would be a lot colder where he was, and a lot of mountains.
mhm. Okay. So what is your parents' religious background?
Both both is Greek Orthodox.
Hmm.
They believed in very much.
Um, so how did it play a role in your understanding of Greek heritage?
Well, that's the way they brought me up, the way I see how they were raised and brought up, and coming to church, and it affected my life down the road.
Can you explain the down the road part?
In other words, I would see them as the fasting and as coming to church every week, even during the week, and it affected me. And
Do you think it has played a role in the way that you've raised your own family?
yes,
How so?
the same way as they raised me.
So you raise your children the same way?
Right.
Okay. Um, so what kind of connections do you still have with the place that your parents are originally from?
Uh, Very little now because, like I said, she brought everybody here. As over there, there's not really um, much for me to. It's different now. The way the economy is over there.
Hmm.
Everybody's telling me that. Uh, I probably would like to go where my dad was, but you know, there's nothing really interests me right now.
Hmm. Um, so you've been to Greece, right? You
Yes.
visited. What's your impression of the lifestyles between here in America and there in Greece?
If we did what they did over there, it would be impossible because, like I said, they start working 7 o'clock in the morning. They go till 12, and then they go back at 4 and till 9, and they go out to cafeterias or whatever. But as if we ever went home, we would be going back to work, not here in America.
Right. Okay. Um, so what are you most proud of with respect to your Greek heritage?
Um, the way uh, the climate and the way we eat. Uh, always it's food is always good, definitely.
That's for sure. Um, cool. Nice. What's the biggest challenge that you see facing Greece today?
The economy and the tourists.
Can you explain what you mean
Uh,
by tourist?
in other words, as if you're not Greek, you're not aware of it. They can, the taxi drivers. I guess it's like everywhere, but we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
my heritage is that they, sometimes they try to say rip you off. You
Mm-hmm.
know, uh, as that could happen here too, and I wouldn't want it to happen, but it does.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Um, so the last two are kind of like more general questions about what's going on. What is your reaction towards the ongoing conflict between Turkey and Greece, if you have any? It's just like general consensus.
That's a tough question.
It's okay, take your time.
I mean,
Do you think anything would change? Do you see progress at all?
they probably they could probably it could be the same level as everybody talks about them as to us, vice versa.
Hmm.
But there probably can be a change.
Hmm.
In what way? As we're all human. We should all respect each person's country.
Hmm. Cool. And then the last question is there anything else that you wanted to add about the Greek American experience that you've been able to live through the church, through your parents' upbringing?
Well, yeah, the as the church, you know, as ours is one mass, as everybody else can go to mass Saturday morning, Saturday night, uh, Sunday or Sunday night, and theirs is usually just an hour. Uh, as the heritage, it would be good for the children should learn about it too. You know,
Mhm.
and and they should learn their language also. You know, we should all, if we're Greek Orthodox or Greek, we should learn our language. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah, for sure.
I wish they would have that in the schools.
Agree.
And usually, they're saying you take a language. As me, that's one thing I used to tell my counselor. I go to Greek school. And they gave me, okay, that's your credit. You
Mhm.
don't have to take Spanish or Latin or German. You know, but
Yeah.
I think that's one thing we should have.
Mhm. For sure. So that's all my questions. Do you have anything else that you want to add? Cool.
I know.
Awesome.